Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for my top shelf items. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. Welcome back to those of you who are regular viewers, and a special welcome to those of you who are coming over from Stephanie Marie's channel. I'm so excited and thrilled to be doing this collaboration with Stephanie Marie because I don't know if she knows this or if I've even shared this with her, but she is the first content creator who mentioned me on her channel. And when she did that, I had, I want to say, hundreds of people come over. She took a moment in her video and mentioned a few newer content creators out there on YouTube and how much she liked them. I feel like she's really the one who introduced me to larger audiences, as well as a lot of other connections that we have that are mutual. So thank you so much for that. And if you came here from that video, which was a few years ago, I'd love to know. Would you leave me a comment below and just let me know you came over from that initial video, because I remember that day and I could see all of these new people subscribing and where they came from and that Stephanie Marie had sent you. So that was a pretty exciting day in my YouTube life. So it is my honor to collaborate with her on this, and I'm excited to see what she has. If you don't already know her, she has got a very successful channel and she focuses on beauty at all ranges. So you'll see some luxury items, you'll see some drugstore items, you'll see everything in between. She just likes to focus on really great products as well as fashion. And she started vlogging, which I'm so excited about because I love sit-down videos, but I love vlogs even more. I actually watch more vlogs than anything else when it comes to YouTube. Because I watch a lot of vlogs, I kind of can see who's a natural at it and who is working on it. Like, I feel like I'm still working on it, but she is a natural at vlogging. I think because she does so many Instagram stories. So if you don't follow her on Instagram, she's very active on that as well. She does a great job of editing the vlogs too. So make sure you head over, watch her videos, watch her vlogs. She has a lot of amazing content and wonderful, wonderful recommendations. We thought it'd be fun to talk about our top shelf items. So please make sure to head over to her channel. I will link everything below. Her Instagram, her YouTube, please make sure to follow and subscribe. When it comes to my top shelf items, I have kind of an interesting mix because they are not necessarily my favorites right now. In fact, I will be doing a favorites in a little bit here in terms of favorites of the year. But my top shelf items are made up of things that I pull for regularly, that I'm always looking for, so I need to have them at hand. Those might be more of my favorites, definitely go-tos. Because I purchase so much makeup, sometimes I forget to integrate them. Actually, I still have some items here that I've had for a few weeks I have not had a chance to try yet, so that's why they are in there. Then I've got some things like comparisons I need to be doing, some research kinds of things. So let's go ahead and talk through them, and I'll hit on how they kind of fall into those categories. So we have a lot, so I'm just going to talk really fast. And I forgot to mention this is all luxury beauty. So even within the luxury beauty realm, I'm still very focused, and I may not try every line that falls under luxury beauty, but I try a lot of the same kinds of lines. Like I have a lot of Hourglass, Clé de Peau, Chantecaille, Dior, and I'm just looking here, Sisley. Those are the kinds of items I focus on. So let's go ahead and just get started. I have a lot, so I'll just show you right here. So we've got to go through all of this. So if you do have more questions about these items, please let me know. I will be happy to answer them. So let's get started with this item. This is a new-ish foundation for me. It's new this year. It's by Clé de Peau. It is the Radiant Fluid Matte Foundation. And the reason I have this in here is I'm continuing to test this because there is a claim that this diminishes the appearance of pores. And I do have enlarged pores in the front here. I did try it for 14 days, but I'm continuing to use it as often as I can in order to see if there are any further results. This does have SPF 20 as well. Not enough for me, but it does have a little bit of coverage. What I love the most about this is that it does such a nice job of covering up the darker areas. So what I like to do with this is just put this right here in the center of my face. It acts a bit as a very thin concealer. Not totally perfect, but it's nice for kind of a no makeup day. And it's a Radiant Fluid Matte. So I do get oily here, so it does a nice job of not breaking up like a lot of foundations do on me. If you are part of my regular audience, you will know I've been using these quite a bit. I do use these for videos because It just looks so beautiful every single time. I have it on now. I think it's very skin-like, radiant. Again, it's a very nice thin layer of foundation because I do have to add concealer as well because I do have discoloration. So I don't like to add too many layers or it gets kind of like, it emphasizes texture that way. So I really do love a nice thin layer of foundation, and I just put the thinnest layer on today. It's beautiful. If you're interested, I have done application as well as wear test videos on both of those. Then when I'm not wearing foundation, I love this CHANTECAILLE Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer. I like to blend that in with this other item by CHANTECAILLE. It is a Radiance Elixir. This can tend to go a little bit cool on me, so when I add this, it brightens it a little bit, and then it's got a beautiful iridescence about it. So it gives that glow, but it's not too dewy and not sparkly or shiny, just a beautiful glow. I also use this without makeup. So I'll put this and then concealer. Well, I guess that's makeup, but I'll put this and concealer, I guess no foundation. So it just gives the nicest, very, very subtle glow though. And then this is in here because it's a fix-it for me. I actually just used it. So this is the Beige Water Fresh Tint. And I know some people use it under foundation. They use it as their foundation. I use it as a fix-it. So if you have this and you have issues with your makeup, like today, my skin is dry. I don't know why. My skin is all over the place, but usually it's more oily in the center. But today I had some dryness up here, which was really unusual, which also reminds me I need to add some bronzer. Oh, we can do that in a second. But it was dry and kind of separating, so that can happen too if skin is not prepped correctly. You'll see some of the makeup kind of fall into the crevices and cracks and fine lines and whatever you have going on, and that's what was happening up here. So I took a little bit of this, I put it on the back of my hand, and I just started rubbing it in like this, and what happens is that it turns whatever your makeup is that's on your face into a more back into that foundation kind of consistency where you can just refresh it and it looks so much better. So instead of removing my makeup, which can happen here too, I'll just take this and I'll start rubbing it in, and it will kind of emulsify everything and then spread it around and really place it back evenly. I know it sounds like that wouldn't work, but it does. So this is something I keep at hand in case something like that happens during the day. I love concealers. They are one of the hardest working items in all of this because, again, I have discoloration. I don't like to wear a lot of makeup. I like it to look really natural, really skin-like. So my concealers are kind of the key to that. Even with foundation, I will still keep it really light, let the discoloration show through, and take care of those with concealer in very targeted areas. So this is for the under eye though, so not discoloration. But this is like my go-to combination. It's a bit excessive. I feel like if you're gonna get one, just get this one. It's a Sisley eye concealer, and this is a beautiful concealer, and I don't powder with this. I don't set it. There's no creasing with this. It looks beautiful all day long. So I got this, and then I got this to compare it. So this is La Prairie's concealer. This is in 4, by the way. The La Prairie concealer is in number, I think this is 4 as well. Oh gosh, where is it? Yeah, this is 4, but the colors are so different. This is so much lighter than that. So what I do is I add it right here, just in the darkest part right here, and I strategically kind of highlight that area. I used to do that with like Touche Éclat, YSL, that kind of idea. I would just kind of spot highlight or spot conceal right there, and it brightened that area. So these both do not require any powdering at all, and they look beautiful all day long. Plus, if I need to refresh my concealer, I can go again with this, and I just did that. And I add a little bit here, and without powder underneath, it works beautifully. Then for face concealers, I have a few going on. So I've got the Hourglass, so I use that for this area, not under my eyes, just my darker areas right here. It's got a little bit of that apricot, so it color corrects a little. What I did notice though is that it looks best when I just go directly on the skin. When I put it on with foundations, depending on the foundation, sometimes it interacts and it can pucker a little bit after, I don't know, like 6 hours of wear. So if you're wearing it for a long time, that may happen. So this is not universal in terms of how it performs with various foundations. However, I do like it for its lightweight consistency. I really like that about it. And it's a great shade match for 030. in the Clé de Peau as well as my Dior products. So that is why I like that for like a lightweight, but not for like the longest wear. It does, again, do really well when it's just on my skin. These are my holy grail concealers that I do pull for, and I just actually refreshed with them because I needed a little bit more coverage here. These are the Clé de Peau concealers. So I've got Almond to brighten. I've got Honey when my foundation pulls a little bit warm. I've got Mocha for when my foundation pulls a little bit cool. And sometimes I will mix them depending on how it's going. I know excessive, but I really do love this concealer, especially for dark areas. And I know I've had people who have purchased this based on my recommendation and they love it as well. So if you need some pretty substantial coverage, this is a really great one, and it stays true all day in terms of maintaining its color as well as its consistency. It really doesn't break up or do all the things that most concealers do on me. It's beautiful. Oh, plus it has SPF 25. I've got eyeliners here. I have a few key items that I use quite a bit. So for liquid liner, I love the Tom Ford liquid liner. It is beautiful, has the most tapered end on it. I know it is pricey, but it's definitely worth it. It lasts quite a long time. So I just don't know another eyeliner that has the same calligraphy end on it that achieves that very, very tapered end. The next best one that I found, though, if you want something that is a different color than black, are the Surratt. So I have a brown one here. I also have a purple one, and I think there's a blue. I think there are a few colors in this one. If you'd like a brown one, this one's very nice. It's very dark brown though, but it's definitely, you can see the difference between the black and the brown eyeliners. But yeah, I really like this for every day. I didn't talk about my other ones. Okay, then I've got some Chanel liners. I do have all of the eyeliners, the waterproof ones that are available in the US. And these are the 4 that I have in here. So I have Noir Intense for tight lining when I have the black liner. So when I use the Tom Ford, I like to use Noir Intense. I also have Espresso, which I will use with the Surratt one. It's a dark brown color. And then I also have Brun Agape, which is a beautiful shimmery brown, really warm brown color right in the waterline, which I have now, and then Matte Taupe. So those are the 4 I keep really close because those are the ones I pull for the most. Then I have a couple of Chantecaille eyeliners. They are called the Luster Glide Silk Infused Eyeliner, which I think describes them perfectly. They are very smooth going on. They glide. So if you are concerned with any eyeliners tugging, these don't tug at all. Black Forest is such a gorgeous color. It's like a beautiful emeraldy color. I'll wear it right above the lashes and in the waterline area. And then sometimes I'll take Earth, which is a brown color, and put that right in the tight line with the Surratt liquid liner. I do have a video on all of the Chanel eyeliners if you would like to see that. I show close-ups, I show it with a light so you can see the level of shimmer if you're interested, because some have shimmer, some don't, and the ones that do have different levels of shimmer. I've got the Wonder Brow, which is probably my one non-luxury beauty item because it does such a great job of just laying down the shape of my eyebrows, and then I go in with 2 Dior products. I've got the Dior pencil in 002. It's great for just filling in any areas that need to be refined. And then I also go in with a Pump and Brow, which adds a little bit more volume because it's a gel product, and it is also in 002, and it also tapes my eyebrows, which I love. So it gives a nice 3-dimensional appearance to my brows. If you haven't seen any of my Get Ready With Me's, my brows are very much filled in right now. They're in better shape than they have been in a long time, but I do still need to fill them in. Then for mascara, I love mascara. I have 2. So one I use for videos and the other one I use for every day. So for videos, I use the Charlotte Tilbury Push-Up Lashes. The only thing that isn't amazing about this is that it will start to smudge after a few hours, but it does a great job of really pushing up lashes. I don't have to use an eyelash curler when I use this. It just really, like today, I didn't use eyelash curler and I have this mascara on. Volume, length, everything really quickly. For every day, I love this. This is by Chantecaille, and it's the most beautiful, like natural looking mascara that still gives volume and length. And the reason I don't use this in videos is because it does take me more time. It's a little bit more of a slower build. I think if I went in with Charlotte Tilbury too many times, it would build up and kind of clump. So I have to be careful with that as well. But I love this Chantecaille one because I can add as many layers as I want. It doesn't get clumpy. It always looks so beautiful. but I don't use it for videos. Well, sometimes I will, but I won't count on it for videos because it does take more time, and sometimes I just need to get the mascara on and keep filming. So this though is my everyday mascara. It's so pretty. Let's move along to powders. I feel like this is a foundation, concealer, powder channel because I try a lot of them. So my go-to setting powder right now is by Clé de Peau. It is their translucent loose powder, which looks like it would pull pink or too cool on me, but it is beautiful. So one of the things, if you have discoloration, you know how this happens when you conceal and then you powder, and when you put the powder on, it's like, what happened to all the work I did with the concealer because I can see my dark spots again. This one doesn't emphasize them as much as some of the other ones I've tried, and I've tried a lot of setting powders. Chanel, La Mer, Hourglass by Terry, just to name a few of the ones that I have sitting back there not really doing anything. Now, if you don't have discoloration to worry about, then it's not as big a deal, but this is a really beautiful loose powder. And then I'm testing this out. So this is by Sisley. It's their loose powder as well, and this is in the shade 2, and it's got a peachy tone to it, which I like. It does add color to my face though, changes the color of my foundation when I add it in terms of like it deepens it. So I'm trying to figure out how to use that one the best. Then I've got a couple of items I'm testing out. Not testing out, but I've got to compare them because I've had so many questions about it. So I recently picked up the Sisley bronzer, which I know so many people love, which I understand. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to add bronzer, right? Didn't I say that a long time ago? Well, let's do that now. We'll do it with this, even though I have a different bronzer on, just a little bit. I like that you can just add a little bit and you can still see it. Bronzer is one of those things I think I go overboard on every once in a while. That and blush for sure. So this one allows me to build it up really slowly, very skin-like, and just a really beautiful color match. And I was asked to please compare this with another beautiful bronzer by Chantecaille Serena. So I'll be testing these side by side over several days and be taking notes on it, and then I can report back. That is another thing I do on this channel. I study things quite closely. I'll make spreadsheets, I will take notes, and then I will report back. So I do need to test these out side by side for several days to really keep an eye on them and really observe how they're doing so I can give you the most thorough information. Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I do set with this, especially if I'm going out. So this one does a great job in case you were wondering. Next up, we have a palette that is recent. I love it, but I need to put it in here because I have so many other lovely things to use, but I really want to remember to use this one. It is the, let me look at it. It is the Lighting Edit Mini by Hourglass, and I have all of these shades on except for right up here now. I did put the bronzer on today, the blush, the highlighter, and the finishing powder, and I have that finishing powder right up here. And I realized when I look at playback that this really does highlight this front part of my face, and it makes it stand out a little bit, so there's a little bit more structure here. So I think you can see that glow. And what I love about these finishing powders, if you don't have any yet, is that if you do have texture like I do, it doesn't bring about texture. It really just gives the skin a perfected look about it. So I don't know how they do it because no other powder that has any level of shimmer does that. It really emphasizes that texture, but Hourglass products do not do that. Now, I have to say though, their blush with the highlighter that's infused, that is really difficult for me up here, so I avoid those. But this blush doesn't have that. It has a glow, and so I did bring it all the way up here. In fact, I mixed these two and brought them all the way up here, and then I just used the blush in this area. I have the highlighter on as well, right over here, and then I went over it with this as well. And then we have something that is not available right now, but I've heard through the grapevine this may become part of their permanent collection. Let's hope they do. I have a backup. But I'm testing out other powders in case this doesn't happen and it doesn't come back. It's the Hummingbird powder by Chantecaille, and I love it because it not only blurs imperfections, it also refines the appearance of the texture of the skin. So it looks much smoother, and I really love that for in front because I have, again, texture, discoloration right here. Really tricky spot. So this one does a really great job, and this is a beautiful matte for me. I do have the Sisley one, but the Sisley blur powder is a little bit olive toned. I think that's what one of you told me, because the undertone is a little bit off, but Sisley tends to be a little bit more olive on me anyway. So this has a beautiful peach tone to it. I just love this powder. I use it every single day, whether I'm filming, not filming, especially when I'm filming. But you can see I've hit pan here. So I love this. I have this blush by Chantecaille. It was very, very popular this summer. I still love it. I have a backup of it. It is Manta Ray, so when I pull for my favorite blushes, this is one of them. It's supposed to be a corally color, but it really has a lot of pink in it as well, so it's not like an orange color at all. One of my all-time favorite blushes. And then we have another blush that falls into that same category. It's not the same formula though. This was a little bit more powdery, but it doesn't look powdery. But when you lift off the product, it goes on much easier on a brush. It's the Tom Ford in Inhibition. I love this color. This is such a natural color on my skin tone that it works with anything, which is why I love it. It's kind of like a neutral blush on me. Neutral blush? Neutral blush. That's a neutral blush on me. And then I have something that falls under the category of I spent a lot on this, I need to use it. It is the Chanel Holiday, what is this called? Illuminating Blush Powder, and you can use this as a blush, highlighter, or finishing powder, which I have not tried yet, but it is a really pretty blush. I've been playing around with it, and I actually was avoiding it because of the shimmer, but if I just place it right here and then go over it with a matte blush, it's really beautiful. So I thought, let me use this. I have it. It's pretty. I actually do really like the shade too. I do go in with a matte blush after that, and this is one of the few If Only matte blushes, let me know, by Chanel. It's number 68. So I put that on top, and I'll go in the front with this to kind of connect both parts. So this and this have been a go-to combination as well. But yeah, I really have to be strategic about where I place anything shimmery, just avoiding this area. Oh, I forgot, this is kind of like an everyday foundation. If I get tired of those other foundations, this is like a very pretty foundation. It just makes my skin look better. It really melts into the skin and becomes one with it, and you cannot detect it as a foundation on the face. And this is a beautiful color match. It is Chantecaille Future Skin in Cream. It is an oil-free gel foundation, so I think that really describes it well. I love the texture of this. I actually can put quite a few layers on without seeing it build up, but it just perfects the skin. I think it's one of the prettiest foundations and very, very comfortable to wear. Feels a lot like skincare. Then I've got a few eyeshadow products in here, and I don't have like big palettes. In fact, I mostly have quads. When I get the big palettes, I'm not quite sure what to do with them. There's so many choices. I do have a basic quad in here that will do a lot to anchor a lot of the shimmery palettes that I have. In fact, a lot of the products I've been purchasing lately have been shimmery palettes, so I'd like a good matte. And this is the Chanel 308, and you can see it has neutral colors, and you can go cool, you can go kind of warm, and it's got that beautiful gray color, and that's a great base for just all over the eye. So I actually do have this on today, but I mixed it with a couple of other things. I think one of the most versatile palettes I have. And this also is quite versatile. It says it's a brown, but you can see there are many different shades happening in there. So I did intensify here in the corner with this. So I think it builds that intensity without actually adding color. And I think that's what I like the most about this one. This is one of the holiday colors in 928 by Chanel. So I wanted to show you what that looked like on. And I paired it with a couple of colors that are new to me. So I've got Zebra and Crane by Chantecaille. One is rose gold and one's a smoky burgundy. Zebra and Crane. And I have Zebra on my eyelids my eyelashes on my eyelids right now. So it just gives a bit of life. I could have gone in with a little bit of water, and then you make a bit of a paste, and then you have a foiled kind of look with it. I will be posting that video featuring these if I haven't already posted it. It'll be coming soon. So those are kind of in they're new to me. I want to see what else they can do phase. And then I have something that I picked up from Dior that I haven't even had a chance to play with. I've only had a chance to swatch it. It is the Denim palette, and I love these colors. I think they're so beautiful. I'm still not sure how to use them yet, but I'm really excited because I think out of all of them, these are the most stunning colors. I don't know about most wearable, but they are the most stunning colors. Like, look at that. I think it's so beautiful. And then this. Yeah, I can't wait to play with it. So that's why that's there, to remind me to use it, because that is one of the things that's been in there for weeks. That's how much is coming in that I need to be making videos on, but I haven't even gotten to that yet. Speaking of eyeshadow, I rely on this primer because I'm starting to put shadow further up above my crease, and this does a really nice job of just setting that canvas so that everything goes on smoothly and evenly. Finally, lips, I do have a very fancy lip balm. It's in this beautiful case. If you don't know House of Sillage, they make these beautiful bow cases. Lovely fragrances as well. These bow cases have, I think, over 300 Swarovski crystals on each of them. And then inside is this lovely lip balm. This one is in the shade Lucent. I love it for just every day, keep my lips hydrated. And plus, look how fancy. And then a few lip colors I've been loving. So I do have this Hermes in number 21. And it is one of the very few colors I picked up ever that looks warmer on my lips than it does here. So I love it. It's like a guava shade, papaya shade almost. Really, really pretty. It's in the Satin. And now they do refills on these, so you don't have to repurchase the case. You can actually remove this inside piece and put a different one in. I think they're available on Selfridges. I also am loving this lip color, which I have on now. So this is the Dior Hypnotic Matte 481. And this is part of their holiday collection. Doesn't look that exciting, but on, I think it's so pretty. So I am loving using this one for a daily lip color. And then I've got this lip veil by CHANTECAILLE. It is in Acacia. Yeah, they came out with 3, and this is my favorite one. So that's a great everyday lip as well. Really hydrating if you've never tried the lip veils before. Whew, and I think this is the last thing. Okay. And finally, this one, I recently discovered these Rouge duos by Chanel. I'm not a fan of liquid lipsticks, never have been. I really tried to like them. And so when I saw these and heard about them, I thought I wouldn't like them, but then I tried them. And these are so different than any liquid lipstick. So if you also don't like liquid lipsticks, I think you'll like this. It's really comfortable. They stay all day. And sometimes the wear on liquid lipsticks is not pretty. They don't wear really nicely. But this just almost looks the way it does when I initially apply it in the morning. And my favorite shade is Endless Pink. So I have about 5 now, but I'll be collecting them as well. So if you're interested in any of these, I highly, highly recommend the, let me say it correctly again, the Rouge duos. So you apply this color, you let it dry for a little bit, and then on the other side, there's this gloss that you apply. That is my go-to lip for face coverings because it does not transfer. Make sure to head over and see Stephanie Marie's video as well. I'm really curious to see what she has. But that's it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks.